I watched a movie today I didn't like.
What's that?
Choose or Die on Netflix. That was horrible.
Oh,
That's not big up.
that
That's not big
It's
up.
that new one. Don't watch it with headphones because the noises they've decided to make in that movie are horrendous.
That's horrible.
Did
All
you
right,
want to
everybody.
choose to die?
Let's
Never mind.
go.
Yes.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Camp Slash Horrorcast. We talk horror movies from the past every Monday at 8 p.m. Central. I'm your head camp counselor, Doc. I'm here with other head camp counselors. We have Jacob. Oh, you're so good. Thank you. Thank you, Pinkston. Jacob, how are you, sir?
I'm here.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Next, we have Miles. I'm so happy. I couldn't be happier. Francis, Miles, how are you?
Nice.
That
was my favorite quote in the whole fucking movie.
Hi, guys. It's nice to be here tonight. It's good to have you, Miles. Is this going to happen the entire thing? Oh, we are in so much
That'd be fucking awesome.
Next, we have Raph. Ritual sacrifices or something. Ramirez. Raph, how are you doing, sir?
Fantastic.
Welcome to the
Fantastic.
cast. Next, we have David. No lube, nothing, wet or dry. I wouldn't stop, Jessup. Not my fault that the movie said these
That's
things.
my favorite line.
How are you, David?
I'm incredibly depressed. Reddit got rid of Make My Coffin, my favorite sub.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
what was
no.
Make My
Yeah.
Coffin?
Yeah, dude, that one. I Blake is up next, man.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
shit. I don't know what either
I
of
wish
those
I knew
are,
what
but
you
I
were
don't think I'm
talking
going to go there. Next, we got Javi. You're young, you're rich, you'll get plenty of cock. Bye, Rez. Javi, how are you, sir?
I mean, we all need plenty of cock every now and again, but I really regret this cast.
Yes, immediately.
It's strong. The feeling of regret is like coursing through my veins.
You're right. And finally, we have Will. Need a quote. Shit, what happened? Will, put your
That's a
tongue in-
perfect quote. Yeah.
Put-
That's a good one.
Will need a
put
quote.
your
Shit, what
tongue in it,
happened?
even if it stinks. Sonamo. Will, how are you, sir?
I'm great, whether I stink or not.
Well, we're about to talk about this movie, find out if it stinks or not. Miles will be talking in subtitles, I think. So we're going to go with this. All right, we watched Climax, release date, May 13th, 2018, at the Cannes Film Festival. They made this movie in 4 months. 4 months from conception to finalization at Cannes. Running time, 96 minutes. Budget, $2.9 million. Box office, $2 million. Synopsis. French dancers, and goddamn it are they French, gather in a remote empty school building to rehearse on a wintry night. The all-night celebration morphs into a hallucinatory nightmare when they learn their sangria is laced with LSD. All right, guys, who has history with this movie? I think Will does. Is that right, Will?
I mean, I wouldn't use the word history, but
why
yes.
you trying to like distance yourself from it already, bro?
Not at all. Absolutely not at all. I will shut every one of y'all's arguments down. This is an amazing movie. When I saw it, I immediately could not stop thinking about it. The next day, I thought about it. The day after that, I thought about it. And then when I heard Jake is going to pick this movie for you guys to watch, I wouldn't shut up about it. I have plenty of stuff to say, and I will get all that out later. But as far as history, I watched it before y'all. That's it.
Does anyone have history with this movie at all?
I mean, I'm the same thing with Will. Where I watched it kind of when it came out, just because I had heard so much. This movie had a lot of buzz when it came out, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that it's from the director of Irreversible.
Gaspar, no.
Yeah, people were definitely looking forward to it. So yeah, I saw it on pay-per-view. I didn't see it in the theater because I think it was never got it in the theater. Anyway, I'm like, well, I absolutely love it, but I don't consider it a movie. This is an experimental film.
It's sorry, I didn't mean to.
No,
the phone's going off. It's an experimental film. Yeah.
Yeah, it's experimental film, and so if you watch it through that lens, I think it's amazing. If you try to watch it as a movie, then it becomes really hard to watch as an actual movie. But man, I mean, there's one thing I want to get into later. That it missed an opportunity, but I'll let everyone, just you guys go ahead and finish your thing.
Sounds good. Also, Miles agrees with you as he wrote, I agree.
Thank you,
he also
Miles.
wrote, I disagree underneath it. So I think we're using a lot of those two options here as we go on. Yes.
Is this a bit? Did I miss something? I didn't watch last week.
Miles hates subtitles.
Miles hates subtitles. So he's going to subtitle the cast now just to fuck with
That's
everyone.
fair.
So, it's not that much. Fuck you, Will. So
That,
with
that also sounds like something Yoda would say. Fuck you, Will. I am.
I've never seen Irreversible or whatever it is. I've seen Enter the Void, which me and Jake watched, and it is very. I don't remember if we were on drugs or not. We watched it probably, but it's a very fucked up film, and it sticks with you. And it's
Is it the same director, Ducky?
the same director.
Yes.
And,
Oh, I didn't know
based
that. I
upon
didn't
Enter
know
the
that.
Void, I said I'll give this one a chance because I really enjoyed Enter the Void. He did something completely different, something very unique, and we'll talk more about that later when we get to recommendations. Let's see if we can watch a trailer real quick. We'll watch
We got
a
it.
can of a trailer. Yeah, it's part of it.
Okay.
What's it say? I like Enter
So-
the Void.
I
but
like
this
Enter the
I
Void.
gotta know. Before you play the trailer, I gotta know why so much hate for subtitles. And now
Oh,
let's
he's gotta
wait
write-
35 seconds
He's got to write
so
it
he
on
can
the-
write his
Here,
paragraph.
He has a hard time paying attention trying to
He's just gonna
read
hold up the
and
fuck you
watch
will again.
what's happening.
Subtitles
are
are the worst.
So, like, but what you're doing is you're depriving yourself of really quality movies just because you
We've
don't want to
told him.
read.
yeah, he
They
knows.
told him in
He
the chat
knows.
earlier.
Just
I
flip
mean,
to the
it-
fuck you will
it-
page.
Will, it does, talking to him about it, it does seem like it's less of a, oh man, reading's dumb, and more of a
It takes them out of it.
yeah, I also like a mental issue. Not that he's crazy, but like it's just kind of hard, you know. And I'm being serious. Like it's just one of those things that it kind of like I have a really hard time with movies that have like obnoxiously loud grating noises.
And you like this
Um,
one?
Yeah,
The
let's say, hey
screaming.
man, I hit mute a lot on this.
Oh.
Kids
Um,
screaming.
But so yeah, I get where Miles is coming from, even though I don't have that issue. I can understand. So it's not like he doesn't. It's not like I don't know why I'm defending Miles for. Fuck that guy.
David pretty much nailed it.
Fair enough. All right, fair enough.
I also get where he's coming from.
Did you
too.
write that before he nailed it, or like as he was nailing it? So yeah, I got you.
Wait,
And we can we appreciate the books and the VHS tape background that they use for the beginning of this
Oh,
movie? It's
yes.
fantastic.
All the Eurotrash movies on there, Suspiria. They just had all the
Yeah.
great shit on here. Yeah, the books were great, man.
Y'all,
I
can,
just
you see it?
really-
love.
Can you see? Can you see the screen? All the books. What did it say,
Yes,
Miles?
I
I
can.
agree. All right, here, let me play this real quick, even though it's kind of useless because they put it in French.
I like all
course.
the lead
If you
paint in the
couldn't dance,
background
what would you
also
do?
peeling
Yeah.
away. Like they're fucking dying already.
That guy points at it too when they say this. What's hell? And he's like this.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Yep. I really enjoyed the opening scene of this. That was perfect. But then after that, it felt like a soap opera. Like you were just watching.
Is that the
literally,
girl
like,
from
just
Hotel
gossip.
Artemis, by the way?
She was in a
Yeah,
comic.
she
Blonde.
was the bad Valentine's henchwoman from Kingsman.
Oh, yeah, with the little feet, with the little
Yeah,
spiky
with
legs.
the fucking knife legs. Yeah.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah,
Alright.
she is.
Let's get into
Oh, the
it then.
third Star Trek movie.
Let's go. Let's talk about Climax. I'm gonna start again with Raph, who was already saying. Raph, you think the opening dance scene is good? Is that what you're saying, or what were you?
No,
saying?
no. The opening scene when they're all getting interviewed, that makes you kind of want to watch it. Because again, they're just sitting there and you're reading, makes it easy. But again, when they do start dancing and moving around and you're having to read, I fucking did kind of have an issue with that because I was trying to fucking pay attention at the crazy dancers in the background and at the same time reading. So I felt like I was missing some of the crazy stuff going on.
This
There
is
was like a
complete.
30-minute dance
Dance,
montage
yeah.
with nothing talking whatsoever. There was
It
no
was
reading. It was
beautiful.
just like,
No,
you
no,
know,
I mean,
read the fucking rope that she was fucking waving
Oh.
around or
Absolutely gorgeous.
The silly string.
So
But-
the reading though, I see. I've never understood that. My
I guess
father
it
was
just-
that way. He didn't want to read movies, and I was like, it really isn't that distracting. But then I was like, maybe he's dyslexic or something like that. Maybe there is a disconnect. Sorry, I respect dance and want to appreciate it. Miles says. Go ahead, Jake.
I think that dubs take away from the original versions. I like to hear their tones and inflections and everything else, like the emotion in their voice. It makes so much difference. Like especially, I think one of my favorite examples of this is watching the movie Kung Fu Hustle. And if you watch the dubbed version of it, it is absolute
Way
hog
worse.
shit. It is so bad. but the original version is just charming and delightful because you hear that pure like whenever they're talking. And I'm not trying to be racist or anything, but I fucking love it. Like, I mean, the inflections and their fucking, you get what I'm saying.
It's more motion.
I think the dubbed version really takes away from.
Oh no, Jake froze.
Oh no.
He's
On a roll.
right though.
Someone-
He's
He got
absolutely
kicked
right.
off. He got kicked
Somebody
off for
dub
doing
him.
a racist voice.
And I think that I just feel that dubs are just better. And, Miles can eat a dick. And
So I want to go back to the interview. There was a dubbed version. No, there wasn't. This was completely.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Dude, you know how hard it was for me to get a subbed version for you guys to watch? It was, unless you wanted to buy it. That's what I'm going to say. I don't know if anyone wanted to pay for it. I think I would. This movie was.
I bought it.
I have it. I had it on Showtime.
Yeah.
I got to watch it there.
Oh, dude. Going back to the interviews, those interviews weren't initially in there. Those were to be additional stuff for the DVD and for other releases and stuff like that. But they saw that they made a good connection because you do get pretty much all the characters' interactions. And the way they filmed this is unique. They gave the actors free range to create the movie. They said, here's a basic idea. We're going to do the dance scene. And then when we go into the acid trip, we're going to allow you to actually create your characters within those. And so they did the interviews afterwards, which actually worked because like things like the incest family there, the brother and sister situation, you look at those interviews and there's those connections where he's getting jealous in the interview where she's like, I've been in New York. And he's like, with who? You know what I mean? And so they're making connections. And this movie totally breaks every rule of cinema. You're not supposed to kill a child. You're not supposed to have incest in a movie. You're not supposed to have drug use and stuff like it goes after
You're not
everything.
supposed to make everybody gay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I guess
it's
Game of
dance.
Thrones was fat man.
You're also supposed to have a plot and a script.
That's what I
So,
like
yeah.
about this, though. This is totally off the cuff, the way this works, and it does replicate a bad trip pretty well. And I love the fact
No.
that
Blah, blah,
can
blah,
I
blah,
chime in?
blah,
Yes, you can
blah,
chime in.
Blah 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 blah.
None of these people acting like they're on acid.
Blah,
They
blah.
might have been on something else. They might have been
It's
on
LSD.
ketamine. It was-
Well,
yeah.
I was thinking bath
It's a
salts.
stronger form. It's a stronger form.
Well,
So when I thought it was gonna be a horror movie, I thought bath salts, especially when I was thinking somebody was gonna eat somebody's face off. That's what I was waiting for when it actually started happening. I'm like, please, somebody fucking. But then the comical shit just started happening. I'm like, that's not an acid trip.
Comical
What the fuck are
stuff?
they doing? Yeah, like the girl's hair catching on fire,
was
and
pretty
then
good.
like that was hilarious. And then I don't know why I found it funny when the girl got kicked by the black girl because she was so tough. It wasn't funny, but I could not stop laughing.
we were shocked. My girlfriend ended up looking over and
Yeah,
watching
it
like
was
the movie
shocking.
for 20 minutes, and it's a day ruiner, as Javi always says. And it
She
ruined
just
both
walked
of our
away.
days. We did
One
not laugh.
way that I've explained this movie to other people before is you've been to parties, right? You've been to drunken, crazy parties with a lot of fun people.
It's its own monster.
Yeah, and you've gotten drunk and you've had a good time, but then you've also been to parties with a bunch of drunken people and you have to be the sober one.
Yes.
This movie's like being the sober one and watching the party. And it's like a constant until the red happens. Once the red happens, it leans you deeply into the
Like a
trip
seizure?
of the drunk and the LSD and all that. But yeah, I mean, that's like the best way to explain it is you're at a party. That's why it feels monotonous in the beginning. There's a really fun time, and then everyone's just standing around. They're just chatting about nothing, and that's what people chat about. It reminded me a lot of Richard Linklater's Slacker. If you've ever seen that, his first movie that just slowly followed random people that talked about absolutely nothing, and there wasn't a plot, there wasn't a overarching story. It was just, hey, this is life. And for this movie, it felt like this is a chunk of life, obviously to the extreme. But I don't know. That's the best way that I've been able to explain it.
I
Okay.
disagree. Oh my
I
god.
would love to hear your opinion.
Yeah, come on, Miles, drop the act and come back. What the fuck? You tried to watch this sober?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Ralph, you mentioned that's not what people act like on acid. For me, this movie really hit home because I had a really bad experience once at a rave in Tampa where I dropped acid and ecstasy at the same time, called trolling. And ecstasy was laced with heroin.
Oh,
And
wow.
I had a awful trip. And
died that night.
I felt like I did. I remember in the bathroom trying to throw up, sticking my finger down my mouth, and being ashamed because my parents would have to bury me, and I died at a rave club. I thought it was trolling. Yeah, it is. It is trolling. What did I say?
No, he said he thought he was trolling.
Oh, okay, he was trolling. But yeah, so I definitely connected to the bad trip aspect of this. Can I tell you guys the thing I thought it missed though, the opportunity it missed? Do you remember the scene where she would go down the hallway and there was a giant picture of woods on the wall?
Mhm.
It showed that shot several times. I was hoping that one of the shots that scene of woods would be real and she would walk into it, and then she would turn around and there would be a giant painting of the hallway and she wouldn't be able to get out.
I would like to see your movie. Let's please make this a real fucking thing.
I think that would have ruined it because it's still a very based in reality movie.
Well, right. the idea, Will, is that's her brain.
But you're not her brain, and that's the point. You're supposed to be that observer.
You're supposed to be just watching people.
I love it.
Which is why you get lots of observer.
Because you're watching people do things that they might do on drugs. Like the one girl, before she kicks the pregnant girl, she leans up and she just goes like this. And she stretches out her mouth. And I've been that person when I've been too high where I'm like, holy fuck, I need to come down, but I can't control it. And so there's that moment. And then when she has her freak out, the main character, Sylvie or whatever her name is, has her little freak out in the hallway where she falls on the ground and starts twirling around the blinds and stuff like that. She comes to when she looks at this mural of trees. And she has that like where it breaks the reality. Because she's peeking, she's freaking out, and then she sees something calming, and she just stares at it. Has that moment. I've been there, and I've experienced that before. So it's one of those things where I'm like, this is very real. And once again, being the observer, I love what Will said about like you're the sober one at the party. You have to observe all these people, and you want to help them because you know you could step in at any second and be like, hey, you need to stop. Now, what happens after that? We've all dealt with a drunk or a high person, and it doesn't always end well, but at any moment, you're like, if somebody was the sober one, maybe it would work out. Or maybe this is just mass hysteria, because I don't know why the pregnant girl who didn't drink starts cutting herself. That
doesn't work out for the sober ones. The one PTSD. Died out in the fucking snow, and the other one got her shit kicked in for being pregnant.
Yeah, you're right.
And you could tell there was some very like deep-seated emotional issues with that girl, and it was just
she was fucking everybody there.
Yeah, and if you listen, like, because I watched it today, I watched it without subtitles, just straight French because I was working, so I couldn't stare at them. And just like during that scene when she starts going at herself, and punching herself and doing like the abortion thing, like the noises of the people around her like drove me crazy. Just the way they were yelling and the constant cheering, almost like endorsing her madness to push forward, and it did.
Yes, and that's in the subtitles. You know, they're screaming, "Kill the baby, kill yourself." You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's group hysteria. Why we all laugh, by the way, is because Miles held up "Fuck you, Will," just so for the audio version. But
there's an audio version.
Yeah,
there's a podcast.
Yeah, my bad. But no, I mean the beginning is okay.
I was wondering why you kept saying everything he was writing. I'm like, we can all see it.
Yeah,
I didn't want to. You're the host.
No.
Just talk, Miles. Jesus.
All right. He's committed to the bit. He's committed
commit to your bit, bro.
He's committed to the bit. Let it go.
I know this so far has been my favorite cast because you don't have to listen to him.
And up comes again. Fuck you, Will. I agree.
Kidding. Miles is a wonderful man.
When they're taking off though, that it's like you feel bad and things just escalate. And I'm sitting there going like, are things as bad as they really seem? Like some people do get killed and some terrible things happen, but some people have a good trip. And the whole time I was thinking everyone should just fuck. That would make it better, because if you're ever that high, sex is usually great. So
not on.
That's what some
not on a huge dose of acid.
You know,
absolutely not.
One of those.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Think about how much they took
if you
too.
Don't want to trip. And I'm gonna coattail on Jessup here, but I don't know if any of y'all have ever fucking tripped and not wanted to. It is the worst fucking thing ever. It is the worst thing ever.
At
the beginning of quarantine, you and Javi and Duck, y'all know about this, but I took a massive dose of acid and I was like awake for 18 hours tripping.
Ugh.
And after the 10 and a half, 11 hour mark, and I wanted to stop. I just wanted to die. I told you I thought about grabbing my fucking gun and shooting myself.
Nice.
That's how much it fucking sucked. I was like, no fucking way.
Did you, Jay?
No, I did. I killed myself. It was crazy.
No, did you think you broke yourself? Like at one point.
There's been a couple times on bad trips, and I've only had minimal bad trips. I've tripped a shit ton of times, but there's been this was one of the times where I was like, dude, I don't know if I'm ever gonna be the same again. After this,
I've done that.
Eventually, yes, it wears down, but there's also.
I love Jacob. Please don't die.
Thank you, Miles.
I know a couple people that took a shit ton of acid and they did break them, and they never were the same.
Me too, man. Like permafried. For real. Like it used to be like, oh, that's not a thing, but it's like, dude, do you know somebody who's taken like 100 hits of acid at once? Like,
hey guys, Javi's on this cast. Javi's on the cast.
Yeah,
hey Javi, how many hits of acid have you taken?
None.
Oh, you just look like that?
I look like this.
Javi, I like my voice crack. You've been so quiet, Javi. I've been waiting for your opinion on this. Let's jump over.
Bro, just thinking about all those that fucking. All right, here's why I don't like this movie. I'm not gonna. I got triggered so fucking hard in that second half, and you guys know me. I'm a fucking anxious motherfucker, and with all that shit going on, I put myself like, fuck, and it just. And Jake see me when I'm really fucking high. It is not good for me when I'm really high. And it triggered that shit in me. And then I felt like I was borderline autistic. I was just like fucking sensory overload. I was like, what the fuck is going on in the background? Why is this lady stabbing herself? What's going on in the back? What's up with this guy? Why is that bitch on fire? Why is the lighting fuck with me so much? I fucking hated it. I never wanted to see this
lighting.
Again.
The red lighting almost gave me.
The red lighting is when it was
where she's going down the hallway and it goes from green to red to fucking blue, RGB, the main fucking colors for everything, and then they go back down the fucking hall. They come out the same way, and then she sees that the bitch is on fire. That's like whenever all the shit is really happening. I thought the color changes were.
For some reason,
that's when the kid dies. Yeah.
And for some reason, I also felt like I was drowning in this movie because whenever. They were in the red scene. It got really loud, and then it started sounding like muffled, like we were all underwater. I got super fucking claustrophobic watching. I was like, "This is too much."
I think the movie did its job, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how can you not respect that?
I can respect it, but I don't gotta like it.
Oh no,
much like
it's not a movie.
Sorry, it wasn't perfect blue.
I think that's the point, though, is because you don't. Can I chime in? Yes, you can.
Yes.
I think that. All right. Did you write a bunch already? I actually love a lot about this movie.
It's
Allow me to
art.
kill this bit and explain.
I feel like you're dying from cancer. Like just showing those.
I'm trying to get a notebook paper is what's happening.
Go ahead, Miles.
You guys are hitting on like a shit ton of stuff. I honestly am so sad that this movie was in mostly subtitles, and it is ironic because just this morning, before I watched this movie, I was complaining to you guys in the group chat about how I just saw a movie that I thought like had the potential to be incredible, which was that Everywhere All the Time, Everything Everywhere All the Time.
Oh, love it.
I wanted to love that movie and I didn't because the subtitles just took me out of it. This movie, I really did think David nailed it earlier when I chimed in with that, but like it's this really creative idea. There's a lot to love about it. It doesn't feel like a horror movie to me. No. It just feels like a experiment in chaos. But I actually thought that there is some really interesting ideas, and especially with the way that the shots were done.
Beautiful.
Because like the last sequence, it's like 46 straight minutes uncut. Like it's just like one continuous long shot. And
Love
that's
it.
fucking rad. Some of the just like the trying to keep up with like I thought the dance was really cool, but then I think it was Raph was saying like you can't watch the dance and read at the same time. And also missed opportunity, David. That fucking painting with the couch going through it, dude. The whole like as soon as that popped up on screen, like I love the way that couch like blends into the painting, and that was such like a perfect like that could have been like almost like an Alice in Wonderland type of moment where shit just went like fucking sideways.
So what do you
honestly,
what do you
I think
want
that's the
though?
longest I've ever gone without talking, for what it's worth.
Like I cannot wrap my head around your thoughts on this because like what do you expect?
English.
Yeah, but it's not an English movie. I mean, honestly, what this sounds like is entitlement. Like it's not made perfectly for America. It's made in his native language.
It says at the beginning, it says an unapologetically French film or something like that. Like, it says like
there's even a flag in the letters.
Yeah.
And Climax.
Hey, I think call them freedom fries over here.
What you said was like you couldn't even enjoy this new movie, which I haven't seen yet, so I don't know anything about it. But I've heard nothing but phenomenal things. You say this movie's not good just because you have to read it.
Did not say that actually. I said that it failed to be incredible. It was just okay because of
subtitles.
Yeah, but David really did almost hit it on the head earlier, dude. Like, there's movies that I want to love. Like, I am so into the idea of Pan's Labyrinth. I think that sounds amazing. Cannot get through it because that just takes.
That's crazy, man. I feel bad for you.
I hate it, dude.
No, and I'm not trying. I'm not shaming you. No.
Let me ask you this.
Like, I have like a pretty convincing. I know how to read page, like or face. Like, I know how long to wait between turning pages. Like, it's not the issue.
Miles, are you a Tarantino fan?
Love Tarantino.
Did you like Inglourious Bastards?
I did.
Yeah.
Because like
wasn't a lot of reading.
No, because that's not the whole fucking movie.
It was like 70% of it though.
And there was a good
like 70% of it was all in a different language, be it Italian, French, or German.
There was a good 12% of this movie
in English. For his role as Londa, though.
I don't care. I'm just asking what the barrier is here. Like,
I think it's if it distracts me, like with the example you gave with Inglourious Bastards. There's not a lot of action that is
and
happening
it's dialogue
during
heavy.
Dialogue.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
it's when there's
face
when
to
it's
face.
both happening at the same
That's
time.
Fair.
I can't appreciate like the acting and the emotion coming from the actors because I'm too busy reading it.
I feel the opposite because like if I have to sit there and listen to some other actor voicing over a foreign thing, I can't get into that. It's like, what are you doing?
To be good actors or good voiceovers.
And I jokingly said earlier, this could have been like narrated by Guilford Gottfried, and I'd still been fine with it. Like he could have read everybody's part. Yeah, I just fucked that up earlier.
You should watch it.
This party.
You should watch it without the subtitles, like whether you know it or not.
Dubbing movies that don't come out with dubs, like I'm just gonna start dubbing them.
We could do that for you. Yeah. Why don't you send us movies you want to watch?
I want to see
each pick a character.
Dude, do Parasite for me. I'd love to watch it.
Good time, boys. New
Parasite.
I've heard it's great, David. I've heard it's incredible.
Yeah,
we're
I
on
want
it.
to see it. I can't get through it.
Yeah.
We got you.
Real quick,
you guys got to
real quick. Greg says Raph rules and Miles is right. Subtitles suck. All right, Greg.
Tell Greg I love him. But Greg, you can hear me. You can go ahead with that statement, Greg. I love you, but no, you're wrong. You're wrong on all levels, bro.
All right,
ironic from somebody writing in text.
I want to disagree with what Miles said about this not being a horror movie. This is definitely a horror movie. It has all the hallmarks of, like I said.
Maybe if you don't know how to handle your fucking drugs.
No. Dude. Oh yeah, you're right. You gotta handle your heart.
Think about how much they took, though. It's like they were drinking sangria.
And
how much sangria can you drink?
Too. Like I totally get it's different, but I wanted to throw that.
It's just a wonderful drop into like madness, and that 46-minute long shot is perfection. And there's probably stuff in it he doesn't like, but for me, the way, like Jake was saying, the lighting changes, right? The lighting changes throughout it. The way that people have all these interactions, you never know which character you're going to follow. And the shaky cam made me sick to my stomach. It really did. It totally worked. I got sick from watching this movie. And when Will says it sticks with you, I was trying to sleep earlier, and I'm just laying in bed going, that blonde chick, I can't believe she fucking did that. And she
man.
4 drops of LSD. You know what I mean?
Is it?
I also stayed awake thinking about that blonde chick, but it wasn't horror related.
I mean,
so fun fact.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying.
I've been talking I've been dominating because I love this movie so much.
I would consider this a horror movie, though. I put this in the same category as like Requiem for a Dream.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's
You don't
a
think-
horror movie.
I was gonna say Requiem's
That's a
kind of
real-
horrific.
pretty fucking scary, bro.
Fuck
Horror
everyone.
movies like slasher
Requiem for a
movies.
Dream is a rom-com. You all are dicks.
yeah.
David
More like
is the
a
only person on this
rom-com.
podcast making any sense tonight.
That's true.
We're just
So the-
emulating the movie.
The most interesting part about the blonde girl, who I've heard a different thing. I've heard that the brother who's trying to, the incest, he's the one who did it.
You watched it. Oh, really?
People have said he's the one who did it because you see him drinking it once and very little, and then after that it's just him constantly trying to take advantage of this mayhem to get into his sister's pants. But obviously the blonde girl is the most obvious, especially since she lied in her little VHS interview. I don't know if you caught that. She says she moved away from her ex because she couldn't deal with the way he would put drops in his eyes, and that's immediately how the movie ends. Like, that's insane to me.
Well,
Yeah,
also, Will,
and she
did
has
you
the
notice
book,
The book. The book is what gives it
Yeah.
away.
Big. Yeah.
kind of
The
just
book
to
is
test
yeah.
what would happen. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
The scene where she pees on the floor, I don't think she's peeing on the floor. I think she's just emptying the sangria onto the floor because her hands are behind her back and you can see it. Obviously, that's probably what they did. They didn't really have her pee. But as I was watching it, I was like, she's in control the entire time on her trip.
Yep.
At no point is she out of
But then
control.
everybody's gonna
And-
be like, "Oh no, she's tripping balls. She peed all over."
Well, there's a moment where she stands above the DJ and she puts her hands out like, I've created
Yeah.
this. This is my
Yeah.
madness.
I remember that. Yeah.
And I was like, that's pretty cool. So she just stays like, she handles her high the whole way through and then goes and gets high again. So, and this is based on a true event. This happened in the 90s. This movie is based in the 90s, 96, I believe. But there
No
was,
cell phones.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. Go ahead, Jake. What do you got?
I was going to say, did you already touch on how the beginning is a direct ripoff of Always Sunny whenever they go to the high school reunion? And they all think that they're killing it while they're dancing and they're all really fucked up. It just shows they're all just out there like, but
But
they're
they weren't
like,
dancing
that
that
is
good?
Take this shit.
spectacular
Lindsay.
beginning. Hey, hi, Lindsay.
Hi,
Jeez.
Lindsay.
What?
What are you
Lindsay brought
eating?
me a cookie.
There you go.
Nice.
Oh,
It has LSD in it. We're gonna do our own version of Climax.
fuck
Hey,
yeah.
man, if you're gonna have one person a cookie on the podcast, you got to bring a cookie for everyone on the podcast.
Really?
Where's our cookie?
It's not fair, dude. It's not
Thank
fair.
you, sweetie.
You have to share the cookie. Well, is there anything else? I mean, Will, you said you wanted to defend it. Have we said anything that's like detrimental? I think we were all just kind of like,
Yeah, the most detrimental thing is I hate a movie because it has words on the screen.
Yeah, 0 out of 10.
Can we talk about the kid? Can we talk about the dead
Yes,
kid? Because
Oh.
that is one of, in my opinion, one of the best kill scenes I've ever seen. Because it's constant. The whole movie, the minute he's locked in that closet, every time the camera passes, it screams and screams and
Yeah.
screams. And then he stops. And you never hear it again. And that fucking got to me. Like maybe
But
just
he
being
might
a
have just
dad.
fallen
That is
asleep.
really.
No, that kid's dead.
I know,
That's when the lights went out.
The
whole point-
I
the whole point of the
understand that
electricity,
lights went
though.
out.
He shocked everything. He hit the breaker.
That was
Yeah.
funny though. Whenever the guy's like, "Hey, he fucking fried himself in there."
Dude, the kid honestly
Like,
was probably
oh,
the most
wow.
interesting part of the movie to me too, just in the
Yeah.
sense that like he definitely had it the worst. Like it's
Yeah.
like any adult, even if you aren't actively trying to take a drug, even if you've never taken drugs, as an adult, you at least have a concept of what drugs are and what drugs do. But like a kid that age
Horrifying.
literally can't even tell what his fucking imagination is versus
Yeah.
like reality. So to put him on a mind altering substance like that and then to lock him in a closet, like, I like that. That's the part of the movie to me that was like, oh man, that I feel for that kid so hard because, yeah, that'd be terrifying.
Yeah. No more locked doors.
No
Ever.
more locked
Hey,
doors.
so when the kid was introduced, Selva goes up to him and dances with him. She actually does the Pulp Fiction dance with him. If y'all see that, she actually gets him to do the Pulp Fiction dance. And when she did that, I'm like, oh shit, that kid's dead.
So he actually in the
He got
Foreshadowing.
smoked by Bruce Willis whenever the fucking toaster went off.
John Travolta's gonna come in and stab him with adrenaline and everything will be fine.
the
Cookie
first
Monster,
big
go.
dance, the first big dance scene, he is actually dancing in the very back, and he's actually really good. If you look at it, he's in the very back hidden, but he's fucking going off.
Oh, they're all pros.
yeah.
They were out.
And also it's so the inverse of him, the mother looking for the key, ravaging through everything. Like, why didn't she go just try to break that door? No, but like she's so
The
high,
steel
she can't
door?
think of anything.
She's all fucked up. She's just desperate to get in there.
Yeah.
Have
It was
you
a
ever
metal-
You
been on
hyperfixate on one
acid
thing,
and-
you know?
They
Yeah,
should
if
have
you're
just told the
ever
brother
on
that
a-
his sister was in there, and he would have definitely gotten.
if you're ever like on hallucinogens and you have to look at your phone or make a phone call, you'll spend 15 minutes
fuck,
trying to
bro.
decipher your phone. It doesn't matter. So if it's like, oh, I got to find this key, you're going to be on the floor like, where is it?
Yeah.
Like,
I
it
can't even
doesn't
imagine that
fucking,
nightmare.
like, you can't even put your mind there, even though you know you had to do this task. It's like, it's detrimental. It's like, what the fuck am I doing? What is this? What am I looking at? Like,
Yeah, and you
When
get
I was
some-
in a, when I was in a band, I took some LSD before I went on stage, and it was so difficult playing, and I almost got kicked out of the band because I was playing different notes. And they were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I thought I was playing the song right." And like, well, you were way off because
Dude,
it
I
was
have-
so hard. It was awful.
I have a similar experience, but I did a show for a guy out of Las Vegas. It's called the Psychedelic Size Show. It's all stand up, and every stand up on the card is on acid when they perform.
What?
And yeah, it was
Nice.
wild. But I think the difference there is it was planned in that manner, and all of the comedians were on the same page. So like it had like a weird energy for a comedy show, but because everybody was on board, it also had like a cohesiveness. Versus like you were in a band, that's like part of an ensemble. It makes you
Yeah.
stand out from the rest. Versus this kind of like made us bond in this weird way.
So
it's
was
basically
Shane,
like having a trip party.
In
yeah.
a way, yeah, but we were
Yeah.
performing during it.
Yeah.
Was Shane Moss the headliner?
No. Dude's
So-
name is Tom Baum, and all that dude could do in life is comedy on
Baum.
drugs.
So my question-
Living the dream.
Hell yeah.
So my question for you guys is: does this movie, in any way, replicate a bad trip correctly?
Oh,
Does it feel?
fuck yes.
Does it
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude,
Honestly,
like
not
I
any of
told
the
you,
ones that I have personally had. It did
Maybe-
not, did not.
this was
go-
for me. It nailed it for me.
Maybe
I
it's
think I
sangria
get
and
what they would be
LSD.
going through if these events would be happening. Because I've seen somebody fucking fall and hit their head and go to a seizure while I was fucking tripping balls on mushrooms, and I didn't know what the fuck to do. Thankfully, Shannon was there. Y'all all know Shannon, trim, dreadlocks. It was her best friend's little brother, and we're all fucking tripping balls on mushrooms. Shannon wasn't, and he fucking slipped and hit his head on the fucking curb, and we started freaking out. We were like, holy fuck, dude. We thought he fucking died. Like, it was the scariest shit ever, but Shannon kept her shit together. We got him in the car, drove him to the hospital, but it was like the scariest fucking thing ever. Like our trip went from going like, yeah, we're having such a good time, to all of a sudden just like, oh my fucking God, what the fuck is happening right now?
Yeah.
So with tripping, when I first started doing it, this is back in
This
the
is
90s.
just Tripcast now, guys.
Yeah. One of the things I quickly learned was the best way to enjoy it is to control your environment. So I used to like go out to clubs and stuff, and I was like, no more. I would come home, and this is back in the day when I had 2 VCRs and I would make my own VHS tapes. And I also would make mixtapes, but I had 2 very particular mixtapes. I might have told you this story before.
Mhm.
I had one that was for tripping and one that was for shrooms. Well, one time we accidentally played the tripping music while on shrooms, and it was not good. It was not good.
And you didn't realize it until later. You were like, "What the?"
My girlfriend at the time had put it on, and I was like, "Hey, go put on my tripping mixtape," and she put the wrong side on, and it was too late, and I was like, "Oh, this isn't good." But yeah, you have to control. I mean, I had the black lights, I had the anime, I had all the Christmas lights and shit, and we got this couch from a Goodwill that was super comfortable. And it was like just sleeping, like sitting on a pillow of clouds. And it was just, that was the best fucking trip. But yeah, man, I miss it. I couldn't do it again because I would be too freaked out. But I do miss a really good mushroom trip.
They're the best.
I largely agree with what you said. I do like to adventure out and do like weird things in public on a light amount of like acid or whatever. But if you're going to go hard, like you got to, controlling your environment is such an important aspect to having a good time.
Nature is good for
The
shrooming.
woods.
Going out,
the woods.
yes. We went to the beach and we put our hands into the beach sand and would pull it up and see all the little tiny snails and sea creatures and shit, and you're just staring at them. That was amazing.
Well, kind of going back to the movie, you're talking about controlling your environment.
No, dude, let's talk about
So
drugs
my
more,
ego
honestly,
death.
yeah.
Well, hear me out. the environment is controlled in the beginning. That's the thing, is they're dancing, it's choreographed. Yeah, they're improvising within it, but they're all a team. They're all together on this thing creating this art, right? And the director says the first part of this movie is like being on a roller coaster. The second part is like being on a ghost train. And I agree with that, because once they lose control of themselves and the environment becomes dangerous in some ways as they walk through it. I mean, it literally lights somebody on fire at one point. You know what I mean? And Jake said about the coloring too, the red, blue, and green. You know, when they're in the red, it's flashing and it's terrible and awesome and horrible things are happening all within the flashes. The contortionist himself looks like a demon crawling around the place. He's cackling like one at a certain point.
That's why I didn't think it was LSD for that reason. You see several of them doing that. And I'm like, what the fuck are they on? I've never seen anybody do that on LSD.
Well, it's a descent into hell.
Demons.
Yeah, dude. And,
yeah,
and the blue
possessed.
is safe. Like, they go back to the blue, and then, you know, they start making love, basically, you know. And,
Blue ain't safe, man. That's where the fucking pregnant lady got stomped out to begin with.
true. Is anything safe within this snow globe? You know what I mean?
You're
They're
in
stuck
blue
within
right
there.
now, dude. Watch out.
Yeah,
Somebody's
that's
about to come kill your baby bump.
But yeah, but I think that it's interesting. It's chaos within a snow globe, like I said. And then you have characters who actually die in the snow, and they show it kind of bookended at the beginning. They show that girl walking in the snow, you know, Lou, who's had been kicked in the stomach and bleeding everywhere. And then they go down to that tree, that empty tree, and it's just an awesome cinematography.
Beautiful shot.
And then they show Oscar at the end in the snow again, dead. You know what I mean? It just is so radically different. And the movie,
There's a happy ending though. The one kid got with Daddy. That's all he wanted.
yeah, I guess.
Oh, yeah,
I
He
the
ended up
gay
with
DJ.
Daddy.
didn't
That
get
was
the impression they did
hilarious.
anything though. I got the impression they
When
just
he-
went to sleep.
Dude, I got really big vibes that the kind of douchey guy that was like known as being like
David.
Yeah, I thought that he was gonna like get angry with him because he kept like hitting on him or whatever. And he like
So
kept
did
pushing
I.
him away. I thought they
Well,
were
he did push him
foreshadowing that
away.
they were gonna like have him kill
He
him.
was gonna like
essentially.
beat
Okay.
rape.
Yeah.
Well, they let them improvise a lot of these scenes within the movie too. So like the things that actually eventually happened, they just kept filming until they got to where they thought was a good stopping point. And have-
Gaspar, the director, also has a bit of a stigmatism on him about like homophobia and stuff because of his previous movies. Generally, gay characters are always the antagonists and thought of as negative and stuff. So I think maybe this might have been a way to him to avoid that as well.
That's
You know,
smart
Gotta
that
put
that's
him at the
case, but that's
forefront.
It felt like they were foreshadowing
Make everyone
that to some
gay.
extent.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly. The entire cast fucking gay as fuck.
Yeah.
Bro, it's a dance group. I mean,
yeah.
The
When you're living your life, bro, and just
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
The lesbians were the funniest.
How
I
about,
like the
Who
wine,
cares?
not the bottle.
How
They
about
always
the-
are. Man. They always are.
how about the two guys though that were talking basically about rape whenever they're doing
Yeah.
like conversations? He's talking
They're
about
just talking about fucking.
what are
Look, just
yeah.
make up your mind. First, you're like,
It's
we're
just
gonna
normal
stick it in
talk.
the ass, and then he's
Boys
like, no,
will
wait,
be
no
boys.
butts.
Yeah, that talk
Locker
is-
room talk.
It is so
talk.
funny because Javi said it to me. He's like, "We talk like that," and I'm sitting there going, "Like, this is disturbing, though."
Like, when
it
did we
really
say
is.
dry, no lube? When did you
Yes,
say
who
that,
the?
Javi?
It's basically rape he's talking about. I was like, "Holy shit!"
That was the result I got back from my oil change.
Yeah, no, like,
No, don't encourage that. Don't,
All right,
don't stop
the
it.
most-
you're like,
Thank you, David. One true friend on the whole podcast.
All
right
right.
there. Don't take that low hanging fruit, you son of a bitch.
Okay. Okay,
good.
let's wind down. Is there anything else we want to say about the movie specifically?
Oh, I got
I
so much.
loved the entering the idea that of the mystery. Who fucking did this? Because what it does is it amps up the paranoia. Somebody, and they start accusing each other. I loved that aspect of it.
I felt like it
So that-
escalated too quickly, honestly, though, because they're already like kicking a dude out into the snow like 30
Yeah.
seconds after.
Oh
they
no,
made it.
that would totally happen.
That was Salem like witch trials on steroids.
were
No,
they
that-
out in the middle of nowhere? Why didn't he
They're
just
tripping,
walk
though.
somewhere else? Like, did he just
He was
die
messed
like
up too.
Yeah, but he was the sober one though.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. You're right. You're right.
So, like, did he just like, come on, guys, let me in for like 7 hours out
And
in the
then fall
freezing
asleep.
cold?
Car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
like-
that thread
Is
kind
there
of
not
dies.
a car out there?
Yeah. Anything else? Anything else?
Loved
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Loved it. Loved it.
All right. Well, let's get
My-
the recommend. All right, go ahead, Raph.
Wait. My favorite line is when they say David gives you venereals if you look at him.
That wasn't my favorite.
All right, guys, let's go to recommended. I want to know if you recommend it. Also, I want to know if you think David's cookie was good because that thing looked delicious and he didn't.
Oh my God. So
Javi, do you recommend this movie? Do you think the cookie was good?
I don't know if the cookie was good, but I'm kind of on the fence with this movie. Like, this movie legit fucked me up. Just seeing you guys talk about it, I was fucking like, my anxiety was just going up and up the more you guys were talking about. That's why I was just like saying to shut the fuck up, and I was just like, you know what? I'm rambling at this point. I would recommend it.
You'd recommend it? Damn.
I would.
You would? Oh, damn. I was shocked. David, we'll get you last because I don't know if that cookie was good. Miles, do you recommend it and was the cookie good?
I mean, you can tell by the satisfaction on David's face that cookie was good. That's the one thing here tonight I don't think any of us are going to disagree on. Dude, honestly, so much of this movie was taken away for me because of I have a disdain for subtitles. Yes, words. They suck. I do. I talked about that this morning before I realized this movie was going to have subtitles, and when it started, I was like, "Oh, you got to be fucking kidding me!" What a weird, sick, cosmic joke this was. So if you hate subtitles, yeah, this movie is pretty hard to get through. But it is there's a lot of really interesting ideas, and I love the long shot at the end. So, yes, but just know you'll hate it if you hate subtitles.
Raph, how about you? Do you recommend it? Do you think the cookie was good?
Well, I'd rather see the climax on David's face from eating that cookie than this fucking movie again. So no, I don't recommend it unless if you're tripping and you can read at the same time and trip, which I don't think that. No, never mind. No, I don't recommend this.
If you have a group of people that will read it to you in front of you, that would make it a really good time.
Jake, do you recommend it? Do you think the cookie was good?
As for the cookie, it looks like his blood sugar is leveling out right about now. The movie. All right. So as a fan of all kinds of music, and I like French techno music like Daft Punk and Giorgio Moroder and Justice and Sebastian. What this reminds me of is like a long epic event music video, essentially. To me, I don't know if you set up late at night and you watch like Smack My Bitch Up whenever it came on, like or you watch like Justice Stress. I don't know if you've ever seen that. That's really good. But one of the better examples is Time to Dance by The Shoes. It's like a 12-minute long music video, but it stars Jake Gyllenhaal and it's fucking dope. But it's total French madness. And I liked the guy's first two movies. That's why I chose this movie. I'd never seen it before. And if you're into that kind of weird fucking shit, yes, watch it. If you don't like weird shit, you hate fucking subtitles, don't watch it.
Unless you're part of a podcast.
That's what I got.
You had to watch it for the podcast. Will, do you recommend it? How about the cookie?
The cookie looked phenomenal. I think it had some sort of caramel or something. It was like a giant thumbprint. Yeah. So yes. To the cookie. I'd also like to say I feel bad for Miles. I do not shame you for your thoughts on it because it's not your choice, but it sucks for you. And
well, you make it seem like you were born with a debilitating affliction.
Yeah, yeah, you do.
I miss Will. Nobody apologized to me for having to watch fucking anime.
Did y'all watch subs or dubs?
I watched the one time I watched one. It was fucking
subs. Yeah. Yes, this movie easily made it to one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time.
Oh, wow.
I love this movie so much. It is not an enjoyable watch, but it is something that I will absolutely watch once a year.
Do you speak French?
No.
So he didn't really watch the movie.
There's certain movies though that I watch every year. Eraserhead is one. It's not a good movie. It's my favorite movie of all time though, and I will watch it once a year. Climax is going to absolutely fit right in there.
It definitely pulls some emotions out of you. David, the cookie. How was it?
Lindsay wanted me to point out to you guys that it's called a crumble cookie.
Oh, okay.
Crumble cookies are fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
It was really good, but dipping it in milk made it even better.
Was it caramel?
It was caramel.
White chocolate too?
No, sir.
Just
caramel. Just a whole bunch of white guilt. I recommend this movie to anyone that likes artsy experimental films. If you don't like artsy experimental films, stay the fuck away from this movie.
Yes.
But if you do, you're gonna love this movie because it's artsy and it's experimental as fuck, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. Like I said, I don't think it's a movie. I think it's an experimental film, and I love it. And I'm really looking forward to watching Into the Void.
Into the Void, yeah.
Into the Void.
Yeah.
That's a very
that's a great
different
acid
movie.
I'll tell
Yeah.
you, dude.
Yeah.
I watched that one on acid, and it was wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very different movie. Me and Jake had to take a break after the first 20 minutes because it hit a little bit too close to home. And
Well,
wow.
I think
we were like,
that was the problem for me on this one is I wasn't watching it on something like that because the first two movies of his I did watch on fucking acid, Irreversible and Enter the Void.
Yeah,
Nice.
it changes it, dude. It
Dude,
makes-
Irreversible is such a tough watch.
Top notch. Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that, but that's such a tough.
I could watch that gay club murder though. Oh my god.
Oh shit. Dude,
It's like watching the Serbian movie.
That's
Yeah,
Into the Void.
under the
The
under
movie
the,
was too much of a tryhard. That
I don't know
movie
how they
fucking
faked
sucked.
that.
yeah the under the bridge rape scene and Irreversible is just brutal.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
so hard.
I
So
don't
hard.
ever need to watch that again.
Yeah,
It was
that
Irreversible.
yes. Thank
Yeah,
you,
it's fucked
Rob.
up.
Yeah.
So I will say I recommend this movie because it is unlike any other movie you're ever going to see. It's uniquely its own, and that is enjoyable in its own way. It succeeds at doing what it was meant to do, which is fuck with you. It's not made to make you happy. It's made because the director had a vision, and he said, "Hey, this is the kind of movies I like to make," and I put it out there. And I don't worry about what the audience reaction is, and that's. I mean, it's kind of edgelord, but it's also brave and unique, and he makes his shit because he really enjoys it. And I think he's a great filmmaker, and I think I was really bummed out by the first half of it. I thought I was going to hate it. I even told you guys that. And when that second act kicks in, because it's only 2 acts, I was like, holy shit, this is fucking awesome. It really bothered me, and it's going to stick with me, and I'm going to think about it for days and days and days. And the characters I connected with, what little there was out of the 24 characters, you have your main players, you have your background players. I still connected with the main players, and I was just like, this is a crazy good movie. So, without saying any more, I recommend it. Yes, it's awesome. All right, guys, let's get to some motherfucking clips of this bitch in French, nonetheless.
Start translating, Will.
Lou dies. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Javi, I'm sorry, you got to watch it again.
Oh, by the
Bro.
way, what is this song? This song, I love this song.
That's the soundtrack. I guess is like a big seller too for this.
You know what would have made this movie
Oh, yeah.
fantastic if during the red part it was that you see the funny games like Naked City.
Yes.
The music
yeah.
to get tortured by or whatever.
Yeah.
Just that screamy, ridiculous rock.
Mhm.
I love that imagery of that tree. I think that's so cool.
Beautiful. It looks like the blood, the arteries in the lungs.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. For those who have wronged us and are no longer here. Don't know what that means either. but-
For those who have wronged us and are no longer here.
Oh my God, who said that? Who just did that?
That was me.
Oh, that was really good.
Suicide space
It was actually the cookie.
brings a million
I was super impressed. I
changes.
thought I thought it was part of the movie. I was like,
That was
right.
me.
Suicide.
What would you do?
In a Russian dormitory.
There's a racer head at the bottom, Labyrinth Man.
Nice.
The Spiker.
From the
What all do they have there? Taxi driver.
See Labyrinth Man. There's his head at the very bottom right.
Lang.
Suspiria.
Zombie. That's a great one.
but I
It's a
would
zombie.
really like to. I'm happy to leave because it's.
I think
There's
it's
the
suspect that they put her in the
There's a lot of
trailer, and she's one of
drugs
fucking
involved
3
in it. It's
characters
too
that speak English.
much. I had to know that. I don't talk to him.
That's because they wanted to trick people like you into watching. Clearly.
The classic case of gotcha, bitch.
So I decided to get away from all that because I don't want to end up like Christiane F.
Who's
you know?
Christian F? Does anyone know Christian F?
Jealous brother.
Look it up.
Well, tour France and the U.S. How do you think? And then to New York before. So. Well, that's awesome. We've never been to the U.S. together, sure, but I've been to New York. Really? With who?
With who?
Yeah, he's a jealous boy. A little dance. Here we go. No talking. Just a little bit of.
When that DJ came out with the wig, that shit was hilarious.
Oh yeah, when
Yeah.
he's biting it, dude. Yeah.
That is
He
the
was
best.
into it, dude. He was into
Yeah.
that wig, yeah.
Did you put the entire 4 minutes of this or 5 minutes of this?
No. I thought the marionette right here was really cool. How they turned him into a puppet.
It was all right.
No, the dancing was awesome.
Yeah,
it's so
That's
cool.
some great moves.
I want to see them with Step It Up or something.
I think that I don't know if we said this or not, but this is the only choreographed dance sequence in the entire movie. Everything else is improvised.
Yeah, so they did 16 takes of this, and it was take 15 they ended up going with. He said the first bunch of takes were just unwatchable.
I think that works too because they stated, that we've been rehearsing forever and ever, so it adds to a little bit of tiredness, a little bit of sweatiness.
Hello, Amazon woman.
I don't know about Amazon.
She's
I loved her
tall.
in Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Brienne of Tarth.
Trying to crump. That's her crumping. Crump it, girl. Oh yeah, the other girl dancing on the floor with the
It's like they should be playing Rah Rah Rasputin.
Yeah, for real.
So she's the only one who's an actual actor. She was a dancer. She quit dancing for 3 years and came back to this movie.
Really? I thought none of them were actors.
No, she was in Kingsman.
Oh yeah,
In the Hotel Artemis.
And Star Trek 3.
Oh, baby Tito. That's my Tito. He's great. May I dance with him? Sure, go ahead. I made sangria.
I love that you're actually reading the words for Miles.
It's a podcast.
Wait, was that for me?
Yeah.
Lesbian Appreciation Day, Miles.
Yeah.
It's for
I don't know if this bit crossed the line where we thought that I couldn't. But
No.
I am literate.
It's for the
I'm
podcast.
glad it's you and not me for
Oh,
real.
We don't
podcast.
none of
Shirley
us,
Day.
none of us thinks that you can't read, but we all think you don't like to read.
Oh, I'm
David is a
definitely not
bastard
paying
man.
attention during this one.
Yeah.
That's what you mean.
God, that door says
I
pirate.
like
You think there's a
reading more than
pirate
I like
behind that
hearing
door?
Ducky talk, so it's kind of a toss-up.
Lesbian Appreciation Day.
Oh, yeah.
Every single time. It's so good.
What was the oh yeah for?
The girl with the front.
You a fan?
Oh, yeah.
Born to be.
She's gay. She's not into it though.
I don't care.
They're okay.
A lot of women aren't into me.
Abortion.
Bobby will talk if it makes a difference.
Did you ever have an abortion?
I am one. Oh, you're not asking, actually asking.
It's good to have a choice.
You're talking to an aborted mister.
I was talking and dodging them coat hangers back in the day. I broke so many coat hangers' ankles.
So
Don't they look like sisters?
They do.
Yeah.
When I was skimming through the movie
I
at
wouldn't
first, I thought
doubt
they were
it.
twins. I was shocked that like,
I don't know about twins.
yeah. They're pretty close. Man. All white people. are
But-
white.
Wow, you came real aggressive with that too.
I was going to offended that Duck even suggested they could be twins. Like, I don't know about twins. Yeah, they could be twins.
I mean,
white, bro.
that's
They're
closer
white.
to Miles, if anything.
They're
Me and
white.
Miles.
Maybe like half sisters, but twins? Fuck you.
Yeah. Stop acting like I don't exist.
You're so fucking.
You're
so
just
funny.
boring.
So you didn't have to read
Yeah, I
that.
love that
You said
line.
that in English.
Do you think that's why she did it? Because she was bored and she wanted
Yes.
to fuck up
Yeah.
to it?
Yeah.
God damn it. Some people are crazy. The insanity scene. I don't like the mood of this group. Everyone's acting weird. The school building amplifies that. I kind of like that. Too. It enhances the weirdness 10
Haunted.
times, I think.
Oh, you should just say it was haunted.
Yeah, even if they're weird, I'll
I
fuck
would have
them.
made this a horror movie, and now you weren't going for that.
If you look at it on IMDb, it's listed as a horror movie.
Like a horrible movie.
Horrible movie.
Boots and Cats, if you didn't know.
My bad. I can.
You ready for the Boots and Cats?
Boots and cats.
Yes.
I like this scene a lot. I love the camera
Yeah,
angle.
dude.
Yeah,
I hated it. It made me dizzy.
No, I was thinking like if I was on drugs right now, this would have been so fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The trip begins. Oh, the culprit.
So I was saying that. What if sangria and LSD makes you even more fucked up? We should try that.
Yeah, because it's got alcohol in it.
The concoction of the sangria.
That's the amount that you
fruit.
drink.
I did laugh when somebody was like, "What's the antidote for LSD?" They're like, "Cocaine."
Well, it decides on how
Yeah.
many hits they put into the actual punch bowl. Like if they put a couple hits in there, that's not gonna do much for that many
Like a
people.
vial.
Clearly, there was a vial or something. Yeah.
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 Yeah, so I don't think she's peeing. I think she's jumping out the sangria. But
Somebody would have been standing there for a minute though, dumping a vial in it for nobody to notice.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You were reading, so you probably didn't see it when it happened. That's what I'm talking about. My point exactly.
Omar gets kicked out. What did you do? It wasn't me. It was him. Let him go. Stop. I'm not reading it with the same inflection as the character. Sorry.
What are you doing? Please
Yeah.
stop. Stop. You asshole.
Tito
You did it.
Sangria.
You are the one.
Dude,
It
he
was
sounds
not
like
you.
the Pink Panther.
So it
You
was
see that
not
kid in the
you.
background just like, yeah, I got my drink,
Yeah,
baby.
just drinking it.
Woo,
Look
he's
at Dave.
tripping balls. It is kind of
There should have been more fucking in this movie, though. We all agree on
Oh,
that.
that was Dave. That was David's son.
Why do you say that right as the kid shows up on screen?
Yeah. Comedy's all about timing, bro.
Jesus.
Oh, I can't read anymore. Listen to me. You don't touch that. That was such a weird concept that, like, if he touched
No,
it,
you know. He's gonna touch it.
Yeah, you
You
don't tell a
chose to
kid
lock
not
your
to touch
kid in a room
something.
with the
Yeah.
only thing that could kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
Whatever
like
you do, don't try to
100
steal
other-
any copper.
I saw that video. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
you
That guy
did
was
that.
fried up.
You
Oh
can
my
see that. You
God.
can see the guy's lung on his side of his.
Oh, yeah, dude. It was brutal.
He
What
couldn't
video?
get off. He could. Some guy was trying to steal copper
Some
from
copper.
from a fucking transformer, and he was like being fried alive, and his
Yeah,
hand was.
Optimus
He
Prime
couldn't.
fucked him up.
Yeah, he couldn't take his hand off of it, and his body was just frying. And on his side, you could see his lung, like his it had fried a hole in his side, and his
Through
lung was
his,
going in and
yeah,
out.
through his ribs. Like,
Yeah.
Is this like a movie?
No, it was
this
on
is an
Reddit, bro.
actual video.
Ah,
It was on
shit.
Reddit, the place you shouldn't be. Pregnant.
Well,
Yeah,
I kind of want to see that.
on
now.
my next favorite sub called Robbers Getting Fucked.
Yep. I love Robert's getting fucked. So
much
good.
fun.
So good.
I honestly, I don't want to see it, but I kind of want to see it.
Oh, you want to see it? You want to see it?
No, I don't.
Just listen. Don't get freaked out if your dick gets hard when you look at it. Okay, it's natural. If you're watching it and you're like, man, I want to fuck that lung. Don't get weird.
Does this
Whoa.
work for you too, David? Kicking a
I
pregnant
was
woman?
watching it and I thought
Yeah,
the
yeah,
McRib
this totally-
was back.
It's a hard movie to clip. Fire.
Je te conjure.
Why is there a Bunsen burner
Jean.
on?
Les gens continuent.
So
J'entends. Les
that she
gens
can catch
continuent.
on fire, though.
Enfants,
She
les
has
gens
cocaine and she's making crack, bro.
Laisse-moi.
This looked real to me as a person who was a previous
The
cutter.
cutting. Yeah, the cutting.
I was
Yeah.
shocked by the way
Yeah.
it bleeds because
I don't know how they fake that.
Yeah, I don't either because it takes.
It
time
takes
like
so
that.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
CGI.
Yeah, that could be it. But it's,
I
it's
can't
CGI.
believe that he would do CGI though.
I
I
don't.
mean, it could be like a solution
he
that
is a-
coagulate that like
That's
is
what it
looks
coagulating
like,
going
though.
on, and then when the body heat warms it up, it like liquefies and shit.
Yeah,
He's a
she kinda
purist. He
approached
wouldn't
that
use
as well.
CGI.
But god damn it, it looks real. I was shocked by it.
That's why she put her hand in there right away.
Did you guys not read the novelization? She really cut herself.
Was it
So
based
glad
on
to see
novel
that
pushed by
stuff.
The
Salmon?
Oh, yeah.
novelization is 4 pages long.
Yeah.
Total freak
Well, I
out.
think the whole script was 5 pages long on this.
Yep.
thing.
Yes,
That
it
tracks.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now go on that couch. Go on that.
So
go in
I've
those
had a
woods.
freak out like that, but it was in the snow. I just saw snow and I was like, I need to roll in that, and I did. And my
Also, every time I wear fishnet stockings, I also freak out like
Mm-hmm.
this.
Well, they're itchy. They don't breathe. That's why, Miles. You got to get fish that knockings that breathe. Jesus Christ, rookie.
They're
Amateur.
pinching my leg hairs.
Yeah, go
Right
in there.
there.
Go in there. Go in there.
That's the Terry
Honestly,
Gilliam version that you
I
wanted to
literally
watch,
looked-
David.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought I was watching this. I thought she was in Big Black's bedroom from Robin Big. I was like, I remember when they got that wallpaper. Never mind.
Rob
nobody watched
Deirdre's
that.
just like skating in the background.
Kid's death. What the fuck movie? Right there.
Now the ring.
Yep.
That's it.
Oh shit!
No more
Tito
screaming.
fried up. Oh fuck!
Je
I killed
compte
him.
tu. Je compte mais chanter.
It is a lot of French people screaming. It's
Les gens. The Germans are coming.
a little bit.
They're
of
screaming,
incest.
but you think they're screaming, but they're speaking French. They're
That's just how they talk. They're not screaming.
not screaming.
Can I get some?
It's like you got peanut butter on the roof of your mouth.
And the climax. I don't know anything that's going on right now.
Did Climax even have a climax, or was it all just climax? I thought I don't.
The gaggle of climaxes.
Yeah.
I think when Tito died, that was
Heard
the
of
climax.
climaxes.
Yeah, I think
It's
you're
called the giggle.
Ah,
That scene gave me a headache.
it's called
Living
a gang rape
is a
of climaxes.
right. Yeah, that was a lot. Death. He dead.
What did the line say in there? Death is the most exhilarating experience.
Something about life is a
It
collective.
says it backwards. I love this shot.
Living is a
I hate
collective
that. The thing
impossibility.
that sucked about that, I had to turn my TV upside down to watch the rest of the movie at this point.
That's the culprit.
I thought on my phone the screen would have like, son of a bitch.
Oh
You
yeah.
got to put on
There
screen
she
lock.
is.
Dude,
Yeah, you
have you
fucking
ever put
bitch.
acid in your eye? It's fucking hardcore,
No,
bro.
no.
Oh, it's-
Okay,
no.
Yeah, it's
Let me
fucked.
ask you, because I was curious
It's
about
like
that.
getting
Does
meth
the
in your eye.
trip actually take
It
place?
gives you more visuals.
Is that a subconscious thing, or is that really because the
I
acid
don't
in your
know
eye?
the science behind it, but I put it in my eye after I'd already been eating it, and I got
Jesus!
Like, way more visuals
The
after.
fuck?
Yeah.
It's
Dude,
more
I had
visuals.
drops. I had drops also.
It's
Damn.
more visuals because you have a fucking substance in your
Yeah,
eye.
because you have acid in your eyeballs.
I didn't know.
You get
I
the
love
same
that-
effect by
I love
looking
that
through a glass
scene.
of water, but either way.
Ugh.
I love that scene in Mandy when he drops the acid in her eyes.
Oh
We gotta
yeah.
watch that. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome. All right, let's get the
Mandy is fucking
recommendations.
great.
Recommendations. Let's go with. We already talked about Enter the Void. Great movie. Such a unique seizure to have right there. It's such a fun, not fun. It's how do I explain it?
It's not fun.
It is not fun, but it's a crazy experimental, like what it would be like to
Seizure.
be a ghost or what the afterlife possibly could be like. And there's trip scenes in it where like he sits back and you just see shades of color, and it's just really drug induced, and also incest too. A lot of it in this movie, like the relationship.
Okay,
with
okay, you
brother and
sold
sister.
me.
It's crazy, dude. But
And the greatest title sequence ever.
yeah,
Is
it's
that the theme of
Better
it?
than Seven?
Yeah. The
Okay.
credits, the beginning credits of this movie are fantastic.
This totally, this does look like Smack My Bitch Up.
You know what I like about the beginning of these credits? They get them all knocked out right at
Right
once,
off,
like they
yeah.
used to back in the day. Like, you can't go watch like a 1960s movie and they don't have every fucking person on the screen at first, and you got like 2 seconds of credits at the end.
I think all his movies do that. I think he does that
Yeah,
on
they
every
do.
single one.
Enter the Void will give you a seizure, and I love that credit sequence.
right there.
Yeah.
Right there. It's
I'm
fucking
in.
crazy.
I'm
Stolen
sold.
by
Yeah.
Kanye West, right? For a music
Yes.
video. I think it was Kanye who stole
Yeah.
the idea.
One question: do I have to read?
No, I don't think you
Yes.
do, because the characters, while the movie takes place in Japan, they speak
Fuck.
English, and the French character speaks English too. I think he speaks a little bit of French, but it's not so much like it's experience is what it is. It's like what the afterlife could possibly be like. I hate to spoil it, but it's
Oh,
interesting.
fuck.
It's interesting. It's like they say life flashes before your eyes when you die, right? This movie's an experiment within that. So, and the way, because I already told you, the way the spirit floats above everything, it's crazy. He just floats through rooms and rooms and rooms, and you just see everything from the top down. It's really interesting.
And he
It's
has
like
a weird obsession with his sister and watching her bang some dude because, yeah, the
Don't
Gaspar,
get
no, he's like way into incest.
Yeah.
He's
Like,
the reason
that's
there
his
is a
thing.
stepsister category on Pornhub.
Yeah.
Next
It's like
movie-
his Tarantino feat.
Next movie I'm going to recommend is a Scanner
Oh,
Darkly, because I
Love it.
love the
Yes.
the rotoscoping
Oh,
in it.
yeah.
It's not a great movie. I don't think it's awesome,
It
but
is.
it's an interesting drug experimental movie, and the
It's a great
rotoscoping
movie.
makes it better.
He's
I
got
don't.
a
I
new
love
one.
how Iron Man is like really tripping in this movie. It's crazy.
I forgot that
Yeah.
there were so many big name actors in it too until I was watching the
Everybody.
trailer, but like it's worth your time. I wouldn't say it's an enjoyable movie, but it's definitely
It's very
enjoyable,
enjoyable.
so.
I love
Oh,
it.
He's
Dick
got a new one
Linklater.
coming out with the same rotoscoping. I can't remember the name of it though. But I'll send it to y'all.
All right. What do you guys got for recommendations?
I got 4.
Holy shit. All right.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Javi got mine.
I'm gonna go with Midsummer. That movie, I made the mistake of watching that high, and it fucked me up for about 2 days. And
The High?
no, that movie is just fucked up. Midsummer,
Love that movie.
Yeah, it's
Midsummer is
so
good.
much.
It's good.
Fuck, I'm actually going to blank now.
It uses violence in such a perfect way where it's
Yeah.
it's not ready. You're not ready for the violent, and then it boom, and then there
And
it
then,
is.
and then it's all
There's
in the
old
bright.
people jumping
it's
off
all-
a cliff.
Yes.
It's all in the bright sun, like nothing's hidden.
Yeah.
It's right out in front of you.
I'm
And
gonna
all
go,
the characters trip on hallucinogens early on.
Yeah.
in the film.
And they speak English. Thank you.
I want to go with also, we need to talk about Kevin. That was
Oh
a
yes,
really
Yeah.
good of a mindfuck movie. Jesus
and a
Christ.
great use of the color red. You
Yeah.
notice that? Yeah.
What else you got, Hobbs? You got 2 more.
The
Quick.
killing of a sacred deer.
There we go.
That's a
Jake's
good
got
scene.
one. All right. The Killing of the Sacred Deer. Why that one?
Oh,
Jake?
it's fucking trippy. Also,
Okay.
it's got a fun. Yeah, there's a lot of twists and turns in it.
Tusk. That movie
Oh,
is a
I
fucking
love Tusk.
day ruiner, bro. It
I
is
love
so
Tusk.
any type of movie where like that involves like a fucking what's up body gore or something like that, where you're like
Body dysmorphia.
no, not that.
Sissy
Anytime,
It's body
it's
horror.
kind of all right, fine. Body horror. Anytime that shit like that shit is just automatically disturbing to me. I fucking hate it. And like the whole big reveal of Justin Long as the fucking Tusk and just
Michael
screaming.
Parks was great in it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's when it kind of took me out of it. When Michael Parks is monologuing and he's dressed up as the
Oh, at the
walrus.
beginning with the movie theater at the across the dinner table, where he's like,
You have
Yes.
to
Yeah,
you
it's
have
so
to
good,
listen
dude.
to the podcast it's based upon because they came up with the idea for
Yes.
the movie during
Mhm.
a Smodcast and it was
Yes.
hysterical.
It's
And I remember
very
about
good.
a year later he announced he was making it. And I was just like, holy shit. What's your
And
fourth
also-
one, Hobbs?
Switchblade Romance.
Never heard of it.
I saw it like twice. It came out in 2003. It's a French film, and I was just like, "Yeah, this is kind of fucked
You're
up."
saying I have to read?
I think you gotta. I think it's been out long enough. It's gonna have a dub.
Okay. All right. Who else has got recommendations? Anyone?
Mandy.
Yeah, I
That's
want to
great.
watch it so bad. Yeah, Cheddar Goblin.
They're gonna have it on VHS for Whittier Entertainment here in a couple
Oh, that's
weeks.
hilarious.
I'm gonna
Hey,
get my
speaking
copy.
of, you got the guy that directed The Witch. I think his name is Robert Eggers.
Robert Eggers.
Have you seen
His
his
new
new
movie?
movie, The Northman?
I'm going to watch it this week whenever it comes out on the
Ah,
TV.
that looks really
that
good.
looks so good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I love both of his fucking.
The
first
trailer
movies.
is so dope, dude. The way they got to that
Yeah.
drum beat, like, oh man.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah, it looks really fucking good. Oh yeah, that's another pulling point. But
Miles,
I've got
Raph, you got anything?
Yeah,
Another
I've got one. It's not horror related at all, but if the idea of like an anxiety film is appealing to you, kind of how this one caused Javi to have like a panic attack or whatever he's dealing with over there. The movie Uncut Gems has
Yes.
not a
Oh
horror
my
movie, but
God.
it has that
Yeah.
same energy to it.
That
Yeah.
movie was. I never finished it because it was so uncomfortable. But it was uncomfortable in a good way.
Yes.
But it was so hard. It was. Oh,
you
it's so
have
hard
to
to
watch
watch.
the end of it, bro.
Yeah,
Okay,
honestly, I've
I'll
seen
do
it a couple times, and it's one that it's like you're gripping your armrest the whole time
Yes.
because you just feel like something
And
terrible is about to happen.
I am
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of his at all, but he is amazing in it.
Raph, what you got?
Not a drug use movie or horror movie, but Johnny Mnemonic, right?
Yeah.
Y'all remember?
Keanu Reeves? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
dude,
was a
Dolph
great
Lundgren,
movie.
the street preacher.
Yeah. He goes into the computer or into the software and stuff. It's pretty badass.
Right on. Will, I saved you for last. What you got? Recommend.
I mean, you guys hit a lot of good ones. If I was to say one, it would just trigger Jessup there, but Mother. I would
Oh,
absolutely
fuck off.
recommend Mother.
Fuck off. Fucking
Is that
hate
bad?
movie.
That is a very similar movie as far as the uncomfortableness and the tenseness and the anxiety inducing. And Yeah, and Jessup hates it. Hates it.
Hate.
Like I hate They Live. He
Fuck.
hates.
You hate They Live?
Yeah, that movie's trash.
Oh, hold on.
Okay, that's a movie you hate. That's right. That's
Fuck
right.
you, Mom.
I have, dude. Okay, I'm gonna
You see
bring up
the
my
one?
letterbox. I will show you. I do hate movies.
You need to shoot on
The Return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That was shit. The Forever Purge. That was a 1 star for me. Bordello of Blood, but that is my rating as an adult, not as a child when I first saw it. Dark
Good
Tapes,
clarification.
American Mary, all these are crap.
What about Choose
Countdown.
or Die? You said that was crap.
Choose or Die. Yeah, it's hard to watch. And it was like, I get it, it's a fun idea, but like what they decided to do with the idea was really bad.
Is it
And
like
the
you can
headphones.
actually choose the thing within?
No, it's they find this old like 80s cassette tape game, you know, like when they used to come on audio tapes essentially, and they run it, and apparently the game triggers real life stuff. So it's them having to choose or die, and it's like you're in a tower and she's actually in a tower. You have to do this or this, and then it's just
And that's
it's
a
not
recent
good.
movie, right? It's a
It
recent.
came out, like yesterday. It popped up on
okay.
Netflix.
Damn,
It's really bad.
I was looking forward to that. All right, well, guys, we watched Climax. We talked about it, so let's talk about where we can find everyone on the internet. Euro Trash David, where can they find you on the internet?
Stop Motion Nightmares on Facebook and on Instagram, Children of Dave. And may the 4th be with you. I'll be at the Addison Improv for Star Wars. Yay.
It's going to be awesome. Miles, how about you? Where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me pretty much everywhere at Mr. Most Days Off. You can find my Simpsons podcast at Best Darn Diddly. That's Diddly. And for some reason, clubs think I've got marijuana jokes. So I'll be at both the Addison Improv and Dallas Comedy Club on 420 on Wednesday.
Hell
Oh, shit, you got two shows?
Book. That is awesome. Too bad you're going to forget to do one of them.
Javi,
That's the best joke of all.
Javi, where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me and my art on Instagram and TikTok at Javi Bear Studios.
Fuck yeah. Wilk, where can they find your work on the internet?
I'm at Poo Eater everywhere, mostly Twitter.
You're still working for Game Rant, right?
Screen Rant.
Screen Rant, still
Screen
writing the
Rant.
articles and stuff too. So go check that
Awesome,
out.
man.
And you
That's
can
awesome.
find us
Yeah, good for you.
on.
Hey,
we
don't
are-
forget me.
Yeah,
I'm
what
adding
about
my,
stuff?
I'm adding my audition tape for the new Ghost Tour job. I have to add it on YouTube.
Nice.
So I'll
Oh,
be
yeah.
adding that next week at RFL SON 87.
So check
Hell
out.
yeah.
Get an easier title.
Yes, please.
I'm serious, dude. Hey, no one's gonna forget Poo Eater.
Yeah.
Prof, do like me and have a different name for every single genre of social media. Start with Children of Dave, and then Stop Motion Nightmares, and then Geiger Drone, and then David Jessup Artist. Yeah, and just have them all in there. People love it when you're different things for different. Yes, I love it.
You can find us at wearepodcast.podbean.com, where you can find all the podcasts. You can check out our social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at /wearepodcast. And you can find us every Monday here for Camp/Horrorcast, where we talk horror movies from the past, live at 8 p.m. Central. Next week, we will be watching Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors. So that is
Dream Warriors.
That is Jay's pick.
I'm
So-
watching it in French just for fun.
Oh, fuck yeah. Guys, thank you so much
Spanish
for being
version's
here.
better.
With that said, keep horror in your heart, of course. Subtitles are the worst, as Miles says right now. And guys, thank you so much again. Fuck you, Miles.